The San Francisco Giants return early here in season number 1, as today we're going to get through the rest of April and the early portion of May. Last time around, we had our opening day and went through the first couple of weeks of the season, as the team currently sits at a record of 7-9. We have been painfully average this year. We're not bad, but we're not good either, which has been the issue for the Giants over the last couple of years. We have had some guys perform well. Jung-Hoo Lee in particular, he has taken no time to adjust to the big league level. He has been fantastic. The pitching, I think, has had its ups and downs. The rotation has been phenomenal. Of course, we saw Blake Snell's debut. He looked really solid. And the other 4 starters have all been really good. The problem with the pitching is that the bullpen has been equally bad. Other than Taylor Rogers, the pen has been, well, to put it nicely, an abomination. And hopefully we can have them stop blowing games, because we've already had multiple losses because of the pen. Keaton Winn leads all of our pitchers in WAR, just as we all would have expected coming into the year. Winn won the final job in the rotation during spring training, and it's a surprise because he's not only the lowest rated starting pitcher on the big league team, but he's the lowest rated starter in the organization, period. Yet through his first few starts, he's been really good. And the rest of the rotation, including the rookie Kyle Harrison, have also been very productive. So as I said, we're going to get through the rest of April into May, and we're going to start with this series against the Marlins, who of course were our MLB The Show 23 franchise team last year. So I figured it'd be kind of fun to play against them for old time's sake. We won the first game 7-2, and Blake Snell's second start as a Giant, going 7 innings, striking out 11. And that brings us here into the second game. And the reason why I picked this one specifically is because, well, Edward Cabrera is on the mound. For those of you who watched the Marlins franchise last year, you know how good Edward Cabrera was for us. He won 4 Cy Youngs in a row. Should have won 5, but that's neither here nor there. He'll go up against Jordan Hicks, who ironically we had in the Marlins franchise for quite some time. And now he gets to return to Miami, but now with our San Francisco Giants, as we take a look at the lineups for both teams 1-9. And we take a look at Edward Cabrera, who's been used as a starter and bullpen arm this year for Miami. He's only allowed 15 hits in 20 innings, but he's also allowed 15 walks in 20 innings. The control has been an issue as he faces off against Jung-Hoo Lee, who, speak of the devil, draws a walk. And the Marlins open up the inning with a runner aboard. So Lee is on, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Thairo Estrada, who's gotten off to a fine start this year, and he hits this one high and deep into left field. De La Cruz at the track, at the wall. It is caught. I thought it had enough carry, but not quite, as Brian De La Cruz comes down with it. Lamont Wade is now up here for San Francisco. He's ahead in the count 2-1, and he lines this one into center. That'll go for a base hit. Lee looks to run this one into third. Strong throw by Jazz Chisholm, but Lee is safe, and the Giants get runners on the corners for the former Marlin, Jorge Soler, who strikes out on the fastball, and Cabrera makes it out of the first inning, not allowing any runs, as we take a look at Jordan Hicks, who of course in the Marlins series was more of a long reliever. But here for the Giants, he is a starter, and so far a pretty good one at that, with a 3.12 ERA in just over 17 innings. Jazz Chisholm leads things off. He hits this one well into left center field. At the track, at the wall, it's gone! A leadoff home run for Jazz Chisholm, just like old times. And the Marlins lead at 1-0. Jazz with his second home run of the year. Normally I'd be getting pretty excited at the sight of the Jazz Chisholm home run in Eurostep, but this time we're not so happy about it, which feels awfully weird. That'll bring up Luis Arraez, and he sends this one into left field. That one will drop for a base hit. Luis Arraez is only hitting around .290 this year, which is good for 99% of big league players, but for Arraez it feels awfully low. Josh Bell checks his swing. Umpire says he went around for strike 3, and Hicks gets through the first inning, only having allowed the 1 run off the homer by Chisholm. Into the second, Mike Yastrzemski hits this one high and deep into right. At the track, at the wall, it's caught by Jesus Sanchez. Again, I thought that one had enough carry, but unfortunately it does not. Patrick Bailey with a rocket up the middle. That'll go for a hit into center. 106 off the bat for the young catcher, who's gotten off to a slow start at the plate. And speaking of slow starts, the rookie shortstop Marco Luciano is only hitting 191 as he pops this one up over to first. Josh Bell is under it, and he will make the play. Two strong, scoreless innings for Edward Cabrera as we go bottom 2. Nick Gordon sends this one a long way into right center. That one is gone into the shrubs. And the Marlins double their lead. It's 2-0. While with a solo home run by Nick Gordon, his first of the year, the brother of Speedy D, adds to the Miami lead. The catcher, Nick Fortes, puts this one on the ground. Luciano bobbles it. Throw to first is in time, but the Marlins add another run off the solo shot by Nick Gordon, and we move into the third. Top of the order due up for the Giants. That'll start with Jung-Hoo Lee, who hits this one high and deep into left field. De La Cruz at the track, at the wall, it is caught. Giants have had 3 go to the warning track, but nothing's gone out. I feel like they're due for a big one. Thairo Estrada is up and he gets plunked. So Estrada reaches base and San Francisco gets a base runner. 2 away for Jorge Soler. That one's not going to the warning track. That one is long gone and this one is tied at 2. Some Soler power here in Miami. The former Marlin, Jorge Soler, with his 4th of the year, going 442 feet. And the San Francisco Giants tie it at 2 with one swing of the bat. That ball was absolutely crushed from Jorge Soler. No doubt about it. Into left center field. Soler started the year off kind of slow power-wise, but man, he has gotten going as of recent. Michael Conforto, this one's down the line and fair past the diving glove of Berger to the left field wall. Throw from De La Cruz is offline and not in time. And that's a 2-out double for Michael Conforto as the Giants are looking for more. Matt Chapman, full count, swing and a miss on the sinker. And Cabrera gets out of the inning, but not before allowing a 2-run homer to his former teammate Jorge Soler. Bottom 3, Jazz Chisholm is up. He had the leadoff homer in the bottom of the first as he strikes out on the fastball. Good pitch by Hicks. 2 away, Luis Arise. This one is hit sharply into left, his second hit of the game. And the Marlins get a runner on here with 2 away as they possibly look to get their lead back. That'll bring up the big cleanup hitter, Jake Berger. This one is grounded into right. That'll go for a hit. And so now there's 2 on, 2 away. Big opportunity for the first baseman, Josh Bell, who crushes this one into right. Yastrzemski can only watch it fly. It's gone. 3-run home run for Josh Bell, his second of the year, and the Marlins lead at 5-2. The biggest strength of Jordan Hicks' game is that he doesn't allow home runs. In his 5+ year big league career, Hicks has only let up 13 homers. Yet he's allowed 3 here in the first 3 innings today as he strikes out Jesus Sanchez, but not before allowing a 3-run blast to Josh Bell to put Miami up 5-2 going into the 4th. Routine inning so far for Cabrera as Marco Luciano gets ahead of the slurve. Grounder to short, Gordon makes the play, and Cabrera retires to side as we go to the bottom of the 4th with a pitching change for the Giants. Jordan Hicks' day is done after just 3 innings, allowing 3 homers, and he'll be replaced by the lefty Eric Miller. The rookie has allowed a 3.72 ERA so far as Gordon gets that one past the diving glove of Marco Luciano for a leadoff single, and the Marlins, whose offense has been on fire today, gets another early base runner. Christian Bethancourt hits this one weakly up the middle. Estrada to Luciano, over to first. It's a double play, 4-6-3. What a great job there, particularly by Estrada, making the tough flip as we go to the 5th. Lamont Wade is up with a full count, and he hits a rocket into right center field. That should go for extra bases as it rolls to the wall, and it'll be a double. So the Giants get a runner on here with 2 away as they look to put themselves back into the game here with potentially a big hit from Jorge Soler. Interestingly, Cabrera will be taken out of the game for Ryan Weathers. I can understand removing Cabrera here, but I don't know why they picked Weathers. He is a lefty. Jorge Soler mashes lefties. Crushes this one into left, but it's foul. He got a little bit ahead of the slider. That was the perfect pitch to hit, though, and he got almost all of it. 3-2 now. Soler draws a walk. You can tell he wanted to swing, but he was patient, lets that one go. And now there's 2 runners aboard here for Michael Conforto. Lefty on lefty crime. Conforto's been playing well as of late, but he goes down on the fastball. And Ryan Weathers gets out of the fifth as the Giants leave 2 aboard, and it's 5-2. Brian De La Cruz leads off the bottom of the fifth, hits it into right center. Yastrzemski cannot make the play, and De La Cruz will hold up at first with a base hit, and the Marlins open up the inning with a leadoff runner. Luis Ariz, 2 for 2 so far, grounds it to short. 6-4-3, another double play from the Giants defense as they turn 2. Berger now up the middle. Luciano can't make the play. That's another hit for the Marlins. They just keep stockpiling these base runners. We'll see if they can add some more runs to the board. Josh Bell at the big homer earlier lines it to third, and it's caught by the 4-time Gold Glover, Matt Chapman. As we go into the 6th, Chapman leads things off here for the Giants, and he sends this ball a long way into straightaway center field. Solo home run to lead off the inning for Chapman, and the Giants make it 5-3. Chapman with his team-leading 5th home run of the season. He's hit for poor contact. He's barely hitting above the Mendoza line, but he's also hitting for really good power. He had a multi-home run game earlier in the season against Washington. Now he goes deep here for the Giants, and San Francisco has some life as Mike Yastrzemski draws a walk. So far, San Francisco has been able to handle Weathers pretty well. Luciano with 1 away. Liner to first, caught by Bell, tags the runner, double play, inning over. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, Jesus Sanchez hits this one well into left center, and the Marlins get the run right back. A leadoff solo home run for Jesus Sanchez, his first of the year, and the Marlins are back up by 3 as it's now 6-3. One of the fun developments in the Marlins franchise last year was how much Jesus Sanchez improved against left-handed pitching, and he shows it here now on the opposing side as Miller is going to be taken out of the game for the righty, Ryan Walker. He'll face off against Nick Fortes with 2 gone, and Fortes hits it into right, so Walker goes 1-2-3, but Jesus Sanchez with a homer before he comes into the game as the Marlins lead by 3 going into the 7th. The lefty, Andrew Nardi, is in for the Marlins. He's allowed 3 runs in 3 2/3 innings as he starts with Jung-Hoo Lee, who goes down early on the slider. Nice pitch there by Nardi for out number 1. That'll bring up the second baseman, Thairo Estrada. This one is hit well into center, and Jazz Chisholm cannot make the play. That'll go for a base hit. The Giants have had no problem getting base runners on today, whether it's hits or walks. They've gotten plenty of them, but they haven't been able to bring him in. Lamont Wade Jr. is up now with 1 away, and this one will get him looking. The slider on the outside corner of the plate, about as perfect of a pitch as Nardi can pinpoint. Soler is up now with 2 gone and a full count, and he draws another walk. These lefties do not want to throw to Jorge Soler, and I can't really say I blame them. So Nardi's taken out of the game. He'll be replaced by Brian Honig. 5 2/3 scoreless innings on the year, but he's got to get a big out here with 2 on, 2 away. Tying run is up. Michael Conforto, who hits this one high, fairly deep in a left center. Jazz Chisholm is under it. He will make the play, and the Giants leave 2 more runners aboard. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, the lefty, Amir Garrett, is into the game for San Francisco. Garrett has been one of the good relievers this year so far, which is kind of odd because he was one of the few who really struggled in spring training, but he made the final roster, and so far that has clearly been a good decision. Jazz Chisholm rips it down the line and fair to start the inning. We know Jazz has some wheels. Rounding first, heads to second. He is safe with a double despite a nice throw in left by Conforto. And the Marlins open up the inning with a runner in scoring position, and Luis Ariz will look to drive him in. Fly ball caught by Conforto. Jazz scores off the sacrifice, and Miami adds to the lead as it's now 7-3, and we move into the 8th. Huascar Brazoban is in for the Marlins. 4.91 ERA in 7 1/3 innings so far for the righty. He'll face off against Wilmer Flores, who comes in off the bench as a pinch hitter with 2 away, and he's going down chasing the low and inside circle change, and we go into the bottom of the 8th. Luke Jackson is in for the Giants. 8.44 ERA, has not been all that effective so far in 5 1/3 innings, as Josh Bell, who had the big 3-run homer earlier, leads off the inning with a single into center. Just like San Francisco, Miami's hitting the ball well today. The only difference is they've actually capitalized with runners on base, hence why they lead 7-3. Jesus Sanchez also with a homer in this game. Full count, draws a walk, and Jackson lets the first two reach. Nick Gordon now, everybody's running as that's a single into left. Bell will score, Sanchez to third, he is safe. And the Marlins lead it 8-3 with runners on the corners and still nobody out. Miami's looking to add some extra to this one, making it a blowout. But it looks like the Giants are going to turn two, and they do. However, the Marlins add another run from Gordon, and it's 8-3 as we move into the ninth. J.T. Chargois is in for the Marlins, his first appearance of the year. He would walk two batters, so there's 2 on, 2 away for Soler, who chases the outside slider. Going to be a close play here at first. The throw by Chargois is in time, and the Marlins win it 8-3, your final over San Francisco to tie the series at 1. It was definitely fun to come back here to Miami and see some familiar faces. Cabrera, Jazz, De La Cruz, Sanchez, Fortes, etc. The result of this game, however, was not so fun. We had plenty of base runners, 7 hits, which isn't really a lot, but we had 6 walks. Despite that, though, we were only able to drive in 3 with a pair of homers by Jorge Soler and Matt Chapman. Jordan Hicks allowed the long ball 3 times, and the bullpen was shaky as well. Miami went deep on 4 separate occasions in this one from Jazz, Gordon, Bell, and Sanchez. Strong start for Edward Cabrera, although Ryan Weathers gets the win, and the rest of the bullpen did a fantastic job for the Marlins, as both teams now sit at a record of 8-10. We're going to simulate the last game of the Miami series along with kicking off our homestand, going through these games against the Diamondbacks and Mets, and we're going to continue the new custom game entry feature as we start with the last game of the Marlins series. Kyle Harrison has an opportunity for a complete game shutout. He's only let up 2 hits and 1 walk, as this one's a grounder to third from Anderson. Throw to first is in time. Complete game shutout for Kyle Harrison as the Marlins win this game 4-0, and they win the series over the Fish. Let's now take a look at our early homestand. The very next game against Arizona. Bottom of the 10th inning, tied at 3, runners on the corners, 2 away for the shortstop Marco Luciano, whose average is down to 186. Looking to change that here as it's a wild pitch. And the runner at third will hold. This is Miguel Castro on the mound, and he nearly just blew it for the Diamondbacks. 1-1 now. Luciano skies it well into center. At the track, at the wall. It's caught by Corbin Carroll. So this game will hang on for a little bit longer. If that ball had gone out, not only would it have been a walk-off, but it would have been the first career big league homer for Luciano. Into the 11th now. There's 2 runners aboard, 2 away for Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who strikes out on the fastball from Amir Garrett, who gets the Giants out of the inning. And sure enough, San Francisco would walk it off in the bottom of the 11th. I was able to tell what happened off the box score. It was an RBI single by Nick Ahmed, who drives in the winning run, Marco Luciano. Later in the Arizona series, we trail 1-0. Runner on second. Zach Gallen is going for a complete game as he faces off against Jung-Hoo Lee, who's 2 for 3. And Lee grounds it to short. Going to be a tough play for Geraldo Perdomo. Throw to first is not in time, and the winning run is on base. The Diamondbacks will go to the bullpen now. It's time for Paul Sewald to pitch. 4.15 ERA for the veteran closer. Tying run at second, winning run at first, 2 away for the guy who the Diamondbacks would not want up here. It's Jorge Soler up the middle. Sewald makes the play. Throw to first is in time, and the Diamondbacks win it 1-0. We would then get offered a trade from the Detroit Tigers. They're going to offer Andrew Chafin for Mike Yastrzemski. 2 pretty evenly valued players. Chafin's a good bullpen arm. I don't really want to make a move for the sake of making one right now, though. So I think we will ultimately choose to decline this trade offer. After splitting the 4-game set against the Diamondbacks, we look at this 3-game series against the Mets. We trail 4-2 in the bottom of the 9th inning with the bases loaded, and trumpet man Edwin Diaz in for the save, who's allowed the 3 runners. 2 gone now for the third baseman, Matt Chapman. Grounder to second. McNeil fields it cleanly. Throw to first is in time, and the Giants leave them loaded to finish off the game as the Mets win it 4-2. Also during the Mets series, Logan Webb suffered a shoulder injury. Shouldn't be anything serious, but unfortunately he is a little dinged up. We ended up going 4-4 through the games we simulated, splitting the series against the Diamondbacks, only winning 1 of 3 against the Mets. We're going to simulate to the final game of the series against the Pirates. Here in Game 1, we trail 6-5 going into the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 runners on, nobody out. And Aroldis Chapman on the mound for Pittsburgh as he faces off against Michael Conforto, lefty-on-lefty crime. 0-1 pitch. Conforto rips it down the line. That one's fair. The tying run will score. We are tied at 6. And San Francisco has 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out. Golden opportunity to add to the lead. Here's the third baseman, Matt Chapman, with a new pitcher in the game. Colin Holderman as he singles into center. 1 run scores. Conforto looks to score. He is safe. 2-run single for Matt Chapman, and the Giants lead at 8-6. It wouldn't be so easy, though, here in the 9th. Camilo Doval allows a pair of base runners and a run. So it's 8-7, 1 away for Edward Olivares, who strikes out. Everybody's going. Throw to third is offline. Could have ended the game. But now Pittsburgh has 2 runners in scoring position and 2 away here for Connor Joe, who grounds it up the middle. Going to be a close play. Estrada fields it cleanly. Throw to first. In time. And San Francisco hangs on for the win. 8-7 against the Pirates. We won the second game 4-1 with a good start by Jordan Hicks, which gives us the opportunity here to get the sweep here in the third game. We are going to make a quick roster move, however. Pat Bailey is hitting 118. He needs to go down the minors. He has been abysmal. And Blake Sabol, who's been playing pretty well, will get the call up. Sabol showed some good things last year as a rookie. I felt like he was good in spring training, but we didn't have a spot for him on the roster. Well, now we do, as we hop into the third and final game of this series here against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Giants looking for their first sweep of the entire season and looking for the opportunity to go above 500 as they currently sit at 14-14. The Pirates have been one of the more pleasantly surprising teams in baseball this year, currently sitting at 17-11. But they are in danger of getting hit by the broom from San Francisco. The Giants mixing up the lineup card a little bit, as is Pittsburgh, with both teams facing off against lefties. As the Giants look for the sweep, and it'll be in the left arm of Kyle Harrison. The rookie has gotten off to an unbelievably good start this year. He's been a little inconsistent, but overall, you cannot complain with a 2.33 ERA and a 1.15 whip. The strikeouts are low, only 16 in 27 innings, but he also only has a walk rate of 8%. The fellow lefty, Jack Sawinski, strikes out, and Kyle Harrison retires the side here at the top of the first as we go to the bottom half of the inning and we take a look at Marco Gonzalez. In 33 innings this year, he's been really solid. ERA of 3, whip it around 1.15. Gonzalez was flipped a couple times in the offseason from the Mariners to the Braves, then to the Pirates. He's trying to show he's still a very useful pitcher for a team in the back end of their rotation as Jung-Hoo Lee opens up the game with a base hit. San Francisco gets an early base runner, and this team is built to hit lefties well. One of the many lefty mashers on this team being Matt Chapman. He smokes this one into the gap, right into Triple's alley. Any other ballpark, this is a double, but here in San Francisco, you're going 3. Chapman is safe at third. It's an RBI triple, and the Giants are on the board first as they lead it 1-0. That'll bring up Jorge Soler, who, as we know, crushes lefties. If this ball is put well in play, the runner should score, or a walk. That's fine, too. Again, if I was Gonzalez, I would not want to throw to him. Tom Murphy puts it on the ground, base hit. Chapman scores, and the Giants lead it 2-0 with the last 4 batters all reaching base. Austin Slater, another one of these guys who really hits lefties well, sends this one into the right center gap. Welcome back to Triple's alley. Both runners are going to score with no problem. Slater on his high horse. He heads to third. It's a 2-run triple for Austin Slater, and the Giants lead it 4-0 here in still the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up Michael Conforto, who's gotten the average up to 320 on the year. He pops this one up into left field. This one should be caught near the warning track, and it will. First out in a while, but Slater will score off the sacrifice, and it is 5-0 San Francisco. Let's travel into the bottom of the second inning. Same score, Luis Matos leads things off, and he goes down looking on the 89-mile-an-hour fastball. That pitch looked inside, but Gonzalez places it perfectly. 1-2 now for Jun-Hoo Lee. His second hit of the game. Another opposite field single for Lee, who despite being a left-handed hitter, his numbers against lefties are actually better than they are against righties. Matt Chapman smokes it to third, but Brian Hayes, another former Gold Glover, is there to make the play. And that one will be a scoreless inning for Gonzalez as we move into the third. Henry Davis, the former top pick out of Louisville, hits this one high and deep into center. At the track, at the wall, it is caught by Jun-Hoo Lee. It just needed a few more feet to get out. Another former first-rounder, it's Nick Gonzalez up for the Pirates. And this one is hit into the gap. Jun-Hoo Lee will get to it quickly, but Gonzalez will dig for second, and he is barely safe. So Pittsburgh gets a runner in scoring position as they look to get some runs on the board, and they won't. The former Giant, Andrew McCutchen, strikes out on the fastball. That's 3 scoreless for Harrison, one of the hottest young pitchers in all of baseball as we go to the bottom of the third. Soler leads things off, and he grounds it to third past the diving glove of Hayes. It's a leadoff single for Jorge Soler, and the Giants get another base runner. Despite their lead, they're hungry and looking for more. Conforto now, full count 2 away, goes down looking on the outside fastball. Back-to-back scoreless innings for Gonzalez, but the lead holds at 5-0 as we go into the fourth. Michael A. Taylor draws a walk, and the Pirates get a runner on here with 1 away. Not necessarily your ordinary cleanup hitter, as Connor Joe hits it into right. It'll bounce over the fence for a ground rule double. If that ball stays in play, the runner might score. Won't matter because Liover Peguero will drive in both runners. He will look to make it to second and is safe with a 2-out double. So the Pirates are on the board as Peguero gets them both to score, and we go bottom 4. Thairo Estrada with 2 away chases the high fastball. 3 consecutive scoreless innings for Gonzalez, but that first inning still paints a black eye over his start. Into the 5th now. Gonzalez goes down on the slurve. Nice pitch by Harrison, looking to get back into a groove after allowing the 2 runs. But Brian Hayes has other plans. This one is hit well into left. Off the foul pole and gone. It's now 5-3. A solo homer for the leadoff man, Brian Hayes, with his 3rd of the year. So Pittsburgh is continuing to climb back in this one, as that'll bring up Andrew McCutchen. And that pitch is well high. Harrison completely mislocates the slider. Sawinski now swinging a miss on the fastball. Big strikeout for Harrison. 2 gone now for Michael A. Taylor. Count is full, and he goes down on the slurve. That would have gone for a walk, too, if he let it go. Pittsburgh does get a run, though, off the homer by Hayes as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Gonzalez remains in the game as he walks Chapman. That's going to lead to a pitching change for the Pirates, and they're going to stick with lefties, which feels kind of weird to me. The Giants have planned their lineup around going against the lefty. I feel like you should use your righty relievers here, but instead they'll go with Bailey Falter. He walks Jorge Soler because, again, no reasonable lefty wants to see him. Soler has reached base on all 3 plate appearances today. Tom Murphy hits this one into the gap. That one's going to drop into Triple's alley. Chapman scores. Soler looks to join. Murphy will hold at second with a double, but he drives in both runs, and the Giants make it 7-3. Murphy advances to third now. 3-1 for Michael Conforto. That's ripped up the middle for a single, and it's 8-3. So the Giants get the 3 runs back that they've allowed over the last couple of innings and regain their 5-run lead. Marco Luciano comes in off the bench, still looking for his first homer. It's got a chance. At the wall, it's caught. I thought that one was going to be the one, but unfortunately, not quite, as we go into the 6th inning. Kyle Harrison's day is done. He'll be replaced by the righty Tyler Rogers, who, unlike his twin brother, has not had a very good season so far. And his struggles will continue. Connor Joe leads off the inning with a long bomb into center. The Pirates make it 8-4 as the offensive entourage continues from both teams. So that'll bring up Liover Peguero, who drove 2 in his last at-bat, and he rips this one into Triple's alley with 88 speed. He should be looking for 3 minimum. Peguero is safe at third with a triple, and the Pirates have one of their fastest base runners 90 feet away from home with nobody out. Edward Olivares with a sharp grounder to short. Chapman will make the play. Peguero does score, and that'll make it 8-5. Henry Davis now hits this one into left. That'll drop for a hit, and Pittsburgh keeps piling them on. The Pirates' offense has really done a good job rallying after a slow start to this game, as Rogers will be removed for the righty Luke Jackson, who looks to pad the bleeding. Gonzalez grounds it to third. Chapman to Estrada, out to Slater. A quick inning-ending double play as it remains 8-5. Colin Holderman is in for the Pirates, 4.6 ERA in nearly 16 innings this year. Blake Sabol comes in off the bench. His first at bat of the season ends up being a line out to the shortstop as Peguero makes the play. Jung-Hoo Lee looking for his third hit of this afternoon, and he'll get it. All three have been opposite field singles, and so Lee is aboard with two away as he continues to get that average higher and higher. That'll bring you up the sweet spot of the order, and we start with Matt Chapman, who's reached base twice today. That one is over the glove of Connor Joe into right, and Chapman's going to keep running. He's looking for two, and he's safe. A gutsy decision to send both runners, but it pays off. Second and third, two away for Jorge Soler, and the Pirates want nothing to do with him. They will intentionally walk him to load the bases. Lamont Wade hits it hard into right, and the pinch hitter comes in with an RBI single to make it 9-5 with the bases still loaded. Yastrzemski now hits this one very high and pretty deep into right field. Won't have enough carry as it is caught by Kutch, and so the Giants leave them loaded, but they drive in another run from Lamont Wade. Jack Sawinski here in the seventh with a runner aboard. Crushes this one into right, and that one is gone. Offense, offense, offense. That's all today has been. It's now 9-7 as Sawinski cuts the lead in half, his fifth of the year. Michael A. Taylor, single into center. Another base runner here for the Pirates. And Luke Jackson now will be yanked out of the game, replaced by Taylor Rogers. The lefty has had a much better season than his twin. 3.38 ERA in 8 innings. Connor Joe up the middle. This could be two. Luciano to Estrada. Over to Wade. It's a double play. And so the Giants are able to turn two, but not before the Pirates get two. And we go bottom seven. Ryan Borucki is in for Pittsburgh. He'll face off against Blake Sabol, who does not hit lefties well, but it doesn't matter. He singles into right field. So with two away, the Giants get another base runner, and so that'll bring us to the top of the order. It's been a rough one here for Thairo Estrada, really the only guy who hasn't been able to get going on offense, as he lines it into right, and it is caught to end the inning. It'll remain 9-7 as we move into the eighth. Edward Olivares zips this one down the first base line. Rounds first, heads to second. The throw by Yastrzemski is offline. It's a one-out double for Olivares. And now that'll bring up Henry Davis, who swings at the worst pitch imaginable. His reward is an RBI single, as it's now 9-8. The offensive entourage will not stop. They just keep on coming. Whoa, pause. Nick Gonzalez now down the line and fair. The Pirates are not hitting these balls very hard in this inning, and it's not mattering. It's a double for Gonzalez. Runners in scoring position. The tying run's at third. The go-ahead run is at second. And San Francisco's going to bring in Camilo Doval early. It's not a save opportunity, being that we're still in the eighth inning, but the Giants want their best pitcher in the game now, being that they're in a very sticky situation. Hayes flies it into left. Lamont Wade will make the play as he's moved to the outfield. Wade does not have the strongest arm, and thus a run scores off the sacrifice, and this game is tied at 9. The other runners at third here for McCutchen for the lead. Doesn't look like he'll get it. Grounder to short on the outside cutter. Would have been a walk if he let it go, as Luciano makes the play, but not before the Pirates tie it at 9. Grab your popcorn, kids. This is going to be quite the ending. Dari Moreta is into the game here for the Pirates in the bottom of the 8th. 2.81 ERA and 16 outings this year for the righty. He'll face off against Matt Chapman, who's had a very productive day today as he reaches base for a fourth time, drawing the walk. Runner aboard now, 2 away for Lamont Wade with a full count. Wade drove in a run earlier off the bench as he draws a walk. The one issue of Moretta's game is he allows too many walks, and as you can see here, well, he's in danger of walking the bases loaded. Instead, Mike Yastrzemski rips it into center for a hit. Chapman rounds third, looks to score. Throw to the plate is close, but it's not in time. RBI single for Mike Yastrzemski, and the Giants are right back ahead. It's now 10-9. Moretta's taken out of the game. He'll be replaced by the flame-throwing lefty, 36-year-old Aroldis Chapman. Whatever you do, do not look up what Aroldis Chapman posted on his Instagram story last week. Don't tell me I didn't warn you. Wilmer Flores off the bench drives in another run as he singles into center, and it's now 11-9. The Giants' offense has completely exploded throughout this entire game, and the Pirates' offense is not towering too far behind. Luciano goes down looking on the 101-mile-an-hour fastball. The Pirates get 2 in the top half of the inning, and the Giants get 2 right back. Into the 9th, here's Taylor. Rips it into Triple's alley. With his speed, he should easily make it to third, as there will be no relay throw, and the Pirates have another runner 90 feet away from home. I feel like Duvall's been kind of up and down throughout the entire season, and sure enough, his run should be able to score. Grounder to short from Joe. Luciano makes the play for the second out of the inning, but not before the runner scores, and it's now 11-10. Here's Peguero up the middle with a single. The tying run is on base for the Pirates. We'll see if they can bring him in. Edward Olivares is up for Pittsburgh, and he rips this one down the right field line. It'll roll to the corner. Peguero, will he go home? He does. The throw from Estrada to the plate is in time. Giants win it. Wow, what a game, what a finish. But San Francisco hangs on by the final score of 11-10. The game of the year so far. But the Giants prevail to beat the Pirates, getting their first sweep of the year and bring their record back above 500 as it's now 15-14. Pittsburgh's offense was unbelievable here. 17 hits, 10 runs, 3 homers, but the pitching lost them the game. 14 hits, 6 walks, 11 runs here for the Giants, and we did not go deep once. We won this game off of vibes and the power of friendship by actually capitalizing when we had runners on base. Solid start for Harrison, although the bullpen sucked again, but thankfully the offense was able to dig us out of that one as we get the sweep over clearly a strong Pirates team, and we're now above 500 in what has been a very competitive NL West and a very competitive wild card race. We're going to simulate here these next 2 series on the road, a little East Coast trip against the Red Sox and the Phillies. Beforehand, though, we're going to make a roster move. Marco Luciano is now hitting 148. I'm still very optimistic for him, but boy, has he been brutal. He is going to go down to AAA, and he will be replaced by Casey Schmidt, who has some big league experience. Played a little bit last year, wasn't all that good, but he has been pretty good so far in AAA Sacramento. He'll be called up as a bench bat platooning at shortstop with Nick Ahmed. So with that, we will get our first critical game entry here against the Red Sox. It's 5-4 in the 9th inning with a runner on second for Vaughn Grissom, who strikes out on the sinker. Camilo Duvall is able to get the Giants out of this one as they win it 5-4. The Nationals offer as a trade here for a couple of outfield prospects. Victor Barricotto for Jeremy De La Rosa, who has B potential. Remember, they offered as a trade for Elijah Green earlier in the year. This makes me think that they want to offload some of these outfield prospects. James Wood and Dylan Cruz are probably off the table, but some of these B potential guys very well could be in play. Keep our eye on them. Matt Chapman has a 10-game hitting streak on the line here, tied at 4 in the bottom of the 9th against the Phillies as he strikes out on the slider by Jeff Hoffman. Giants would hold on to win the game, though, by the final score of 5-4. So despite Chapman's hit streak being no more, San Francisco hangs on as we end up going 3-4 across the games we simulated, and we now sit at 18-18, perfectly balanced, as all things should be. That'll wrap up today's episode. Next time around, I plan to take our first look at the minor leagues. I'm excited to see some of our prospects in AA and AAA, and we're still going to play a Major League game as well. Hope everybody enjoyed this one. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.